Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In the previous session, we discussed about nth roots of complex number and in particular nth roots of unity, right? We know that the nth roots of unity are 1 omega square up to omega power n minus 1, where omega is cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n. Right? So this was the fact which we have proved in the previous session. So based on the nth roots of unity, the values of nth roots of unity, now we shall solve some simple problems. So in the first problem is, so if omega is the same cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n, then you have to find the value of the sum 1 plus omega power h plus omega power 2h plus so on omega power n minus 1 into h, where h is any integer. Now we shall start with the known fact. So the nth roots of unity are 1 omega square omega power n minus 1, where the value of omega is this. Also consider, so as we have to find omega power some integer, so first we shall see what is omega power n, where n is an integer like this. So omega power n is, so cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n whole power n. So using De Moivre's formula, it is cos n into 2 pi by n plus I sin n into 2 pi by n. So n gets cancelled. So cos 2 pi is 1 plus I into sin 2 pi is 0. So 1 plus I into 0 is 1. So which shows that, so for this corresponding n, omega power n is 1. Also, we assert that n is the least positive integer such that omega power n is 1. So n is the least positive integer with the property omega power n is equal to 1. That means there is no positive integer less than n with this property. So to prove this assertion, we'll start with the contradiction. Suppose k is any positive integer less than n with omega power k is 1. Suppose there is a positive integer less than n with the property omega power k is equal to 1. Then, so what is omega power k? So omega is cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n. This is omega. So power k has to be equal to 1. So which implies, once again use the De Moivre's formula. So cos k into 2 pi by n plus I sin k into 2 pi by n has to be equal to 1. Or if I rewrite this as cos 2k by n into pi plus I sin 2k by n into pi equals 1. So 1 can be written as 1 plus I into 0. Now if I compare the real and imaginary parts, what it shows? So cos 2 into k by n into pi has to be equal to 1. And we know that cos theta is 1. Cos theta is 1 if and only if theta is even multiple of pi, or okay, even multiple of pi, or I can write it as 2k pi. K runs for any integer values. So cos theta is 1 only if theta is even multiples of pi. So 2k by n pi has to be 1 means, so this k by n. So k by n has to be an integer, or so 2 into k by n has to be an even integer, or k by n has to be an integer. So which implies, so k by n has to be an integer. Obviously it has to be an integer, otherwise cos of this value will not be equal to 1. As both k and n are positive, q has to be positive, or k has to be a positive multiple of k. Sorry, n. K has to be positive multiple of n. So what it shows, so k has to be a multiple of n means k has to be at least n. At least n. K is a positive multiple of n means k has to be at least n. So what we started with, k is less than n. So but we are getting k is greater than or equal to n. So which is a contradiction. So assuming that there is a positive integer less than n with this property, we get a contradiction. So it shows that n is the smallest positive integer such that omega power n is 1. So for any integer, for any positive integer less than n, so its omega power, that number will not be equal to 1, right? It will not be equal to 1. So hence we can continue, hence we can conclude that, so for any integer, for any positive integer k less than n, so omega power k cannot be equal to 1. If you assume that it is equal to 1, you will get a contradiction. So it has to be not equal to 1. So now with these initial ideas, now we shall find the value of this sum. Okay, now observe that, so as omega power n is the simplest value 1, so if h is a multiple of n, if h is some multiple of n, then all these terms will reduce to 1, then 1 will be added n times, so the sum will be n. So this sum will be reduced into a simple sum if h is a multiple of n. Otherwise, we shall see what happens. So the first case, if as h is any integer, if h is a multiple of n, if h is n into q for some integer q, then so this sum reduces to 1 plus omega power h plus omega power 2h plus so on, omega power n minus 1 into h will be equal to 1 plus omega power. In place of h, I can write n into q plus omega power 2h is there. So 2 into n into q plus so on, omega power n minus 1 into h. So n minus 1 into n into q. So it is 1 plus omega power n whole power q, omega power n whole power 2q plus so on, omega power n power n minus 1 into q. So as omega power n is 1, so 1 plus 1 power q plus 1 power 2q plus so on, 1 power n minus 1 into q. So 1 power any number is 1 itself. So it is 1 plus 1 plus so on 1. So how many times? So each term reduces to 1. So the power has started from 0. So omega power 0 into h, omega power 1 into h, omega power 2 into h, up to omega power n minus 1 into h. So there are n terms. So 1 added n times. So it will be n. So the value of the sum is n if h is a multiple of n. So otherwise, so it is not a multiple of n means when h is divided by n, so it leaves a positive remainder, right? Where r is a positive remainder, obviously less than n. So then, in this case, so what could be w power h? So that is omega power h. So omega power n cube plus r, omega power n whole power q into omega power r. So it is a power m plus n is a power m into a power n, law of indices. So omega power n is 1, so 1 power q into omega power r. So it is just omega power r. And as r is a positive integer less than n, so it cannot be equal to 1. So this value cannot be equal to 1. So with this idea, start. Now consider the sum 1 plus omega power h plus omega power 2h plus so on omega power n minus 1 into h. Now we observe that we can write this sum as sum of powers of omega power h, that is 1 plus omega power h plus omega power 2h is there, so I can write it as omega power h whole square plus so on omega power h power n minus 1. Now it is a geometric series with initial term 1, common ratio omega power h, and how many terms are there? There are n terms. So their sum will be, so same, Sn equals a into 1 minus r power n divided by 1 minus r. So a is 1 into 1 minus r. R is omega power h. So omega power h power n divided by 1 minus omega power h. So it is equal to so 1 into anything is 1 itself. So 1 minus omega power h whole power n is there. It can be written as omega power n whole power h divided by 1 minus. So omega power h is omega power r, where omega power r is not equal to 1. Now, so omega power n is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So 1 minus 1 by 1 minus omega power r. So 0 divided by 1 minus omega power r, where the denominator is non-zero. Denominator cannot be equal to 0. So 0 by some finite number is 0. So this is the value of the sum whenever h is not a multiple of n. That means whenever h leaves some remainder when divided by n, the value of this sum is 0. So which completes the first problem. The second problem is find the value of 1 minus omega power h plus omega power 2h minus omega power 3h plus so on plus minus 1 to the power n minus 1 into omega power n minus 1 into h, where omega is this and h is any integer. So start with the sum. So consider 1 minus omega power h, omega power 2h minus omega power 3h plus so on minus 1 to the power n minus 1 omega power n minus 1 into h. So the nth term of this sum is this term. So we shall write all the terms in this format only. So I can write this as 1 plus, so minus 1 into omega power h is there. I can write it as minus 1 power 1 into omega power 1 into h plus this term can be written as minus 1 to the power 2 into omega power 2h. So this can be written as minus 1 to the power 3 into omega power 3h. So like this, the nth term, minus 1 to the power n minus 1 into omega power minus 1h. Now you can observe that it is once again a geometric series with n terms, initial number 1, and the common ratio is minus 1 to the power 1 into omega power h. So the sum will be 1 into 1 minus r. It is minus 1 into omega power h. So power n divided by 1 minus r, minus 1 into omega power h. Now this is equal to 1 into anything is itself. So 1 minus, so minus 1 to the power n into omega power h whole power n. So divided by 1. So minus into minus plus omega power h. Now this is equal to, so 1 minus 1 to the power n into, so omega power h whole power n is there, it can be written as omega power n whole power h, so which reduces to 1 divided by 1 plus omega power h, or it is just 1 minus 1 to the power n divided by 1 plus omega power h. And you can observe this number is defined only if the denominator is non-zero. So provided 1 plus omega power h is non-zero, and this value depends on the value of n. So if n is odd, minus 1 to the power n is minus 1, so minus to minus will be plus, so it will be 2. If n is even, it will be 1 minus 1, 0. So we shall write that one. Now, so that is what we got, 1 minus omega power h plus omega power 2h minus omega power 3h, so on, minus 1 to the power n minus 1 into omega power n minus 1 into h equals 1 minus 1 to the power n divided by 1 plus omega power h, provided 1 plus omega power h is non-zero, and which is equal to, and the same value is equal to, so what happens if n is even? If n is even, minus 1 to the power n will be 1, 1 minus 1 will be 0, so 0 by any non-zero finite quantity is 0. And what happens if n is odd? If n is odd, minus 1 to the power n is minus 1, minus to minus is plus, so it will be 1 plus 1 is 2, so 2 by 1 plus omega power h. So these are the values of the sum, provided 1 plus omega power h is non-zero. So what happens if 1 plus omega power h is 0? If it is 0, we cannot define the sum in this way, so we will go with alternate. So 1 plus omega power h is 0 means then omega power h will be minus 1. So we shall use the value of omega power h, this, and we shall simplify the sum. But then 1 minus omega power h plus omega power 2h minus omega power 3h plus so on, minus 1 to the power n minus 1 into omega power n minus 1 into h. So this will be equal to 1 minus, so omega power h is minus 1 plus omega power h is minus 1, so power 2 minus omega power h is minus 1 power 3 plus so on, minus 1 power n minus 1, omega power h is minus 1 power n minus 1 as it is. So it is 1 minus to minus plus 1, all are plus 1, the final one, minus 1 n power n minus 1 into minus 1 power n minus 1. It will be whole square. So whatever the value of this, so square will be plus 1. So how many terms? So it is n times. So 1 added n times is n. So the value of the sum is n if 1 plus omega power h is equal to 0. And the value of the sum is either 0 or 2 by 1 plus omega power h if 1 plus omega power h is non-zero, and which completes this problem. Now the third problem, find the sum and the product of the nth roots of unity. We know that the nth roots of unity are 1, omega, omega square, so on up to omega power n minus 1, where omega is cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n. Right? We know that these are the nth roots of unity with omega value of this. Now we have to find the sum of these values and product of these values. Now first of all, consider the sum. 1 plus omega square plus so on omega power n minus 1. So it is just simply sum of geometric terms. So it is a geometric series with first term 1, common ratio omega, and it has n terms. So the sum will be 1 into 1 minus omega power n divided by 1 minus omega. So now this is 1 into anything is itself. So 1 minus omega power n is 1. So 1 divided by 1 minus omega, where you can observe that so omega cannot be equal to 1. Because 1 omega square so on omega power n minus 1 are the distinct nth roots of unity, right? There are n distinct nth roots of unity, and these are those n distinct. So omega cannot be equal to 1. Then these two will be the same. So it will be a contradiction, as these are n distinct nth roots of unity. Omega cannot be equal to 1. So it is 0 divided by 1 minus omega, where 1 minus omega is a finite quantity. So 0 by any finite quantity is 0. So the sum of the nth roots of unity is 0. Now we shall see the product. So now consider the product, 1 into omega square into so on omega power n minus 1. So use the law of indices. So as the base is same, you can add the powers. So 1 into anything is itself, so neglect the 1. So omega power 1 plus 2 plus so on up to n minus 1. So it is just the sum of first n minus 1 natural numbers. So the first sum of first n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 by 2. So sum of first n minus 1 terms, n minus 1 natural numbers is, put n is equal to n minus 1. So n minus 1 into n by 2. So it is power n into n minus 1 by 2. Or I can rewrite this as omega power n whole power n minus 1 by 2. So omega power n is 1, 1 power anything is 1 itself. So the value of the product of nth roots of unity is 1. The sum of the nth roots of unity is 0, and product of the nth roots of unity is So which is a very important result. So I think we have understood this session and we have solved some problems on the nth roots of unity. Thank you.